I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Today we're reading from the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 2, and let's focus on verses 1 through 6. Then Solomon determined to build a temple for the name of the Lord and a royal house for himself. Solomon selected 70,000 men to bear burdens, 80,000 to quarry stone in the mountains, and 3,600 to oversee them. And then Solomon sent to Hiram, king of Tyre, saying, As you have dealt with my father David, and sent him cedars to build himself a house to dwell in, so deal with me. Behold, I am building a temple for the name of the Lord my God, to dedicate it to him, to burn before him sweet incense, for the continual showbread, for the burnt offerings in the morning and evening, on the Sabbaths and the new moons, and on the set feast of the Lord our God. This is an ordinance forever to Israel. And the temple which I will build will be great, for our God is greater than all gods. But who is able to build him a temple, since heaven and the heaven of heavens cannot contain him? Who am I then that I should build him a temple, except to burn sacrifice before him? You know, a couple of weeks ago, my wife had the idea to spruce up our patio. That's what weekends are for, right? Guys doing work that their wives think they think up during the week, I suppose. Well, it began with a simple conversation about a table and chairs, and then it grew to, well, maybe we could get some wicker love seats, or maybe lounge chairs, maybe a charcoal grill and side tables, and we need probably to get mosquito treatment for the yard and a fire pit. Anybody else been there before? It was too much to remember, frankly, so I had to write it all down. And today's chapter is basically, it's like a hardware store shopping list. But don't get bored, because if you skip through it, you'll probably miss something very important. And that important something was Solomon's conviction about his Lord. Look at what Solomon told Hiram. Now, Hiram is a pagan king. He does not believe in the God of Israel. He's got his own gods that he believes in. So number one, he told him that the God of Israel is greater than all other gods. That's pretty bold. And number two, he says, not only is my God greater than all other gods, your God is really a non-God, but number two, I want you to give me lumber and carpenters to build my God a house. Can you imagine parachuting into Mecca, right, during the Hajj, and telling the Muslims who were worshiping there that you want them to help you rebuild the house of Israel's God, and that you want them to give you the supplies? But that is exactly what Solomon does. And by God's grace, Solomon received what he asked for. Now, how faithful are you at acting upon the bold steps that the Lord calls you to take? The Apostle Paul had a similar boldness at Mars Hill. It was there where Paul spoke forth the truth that there is only one God, and that one God will judge all mankind, whether they believe in him or not. Consider this, Acts chapter 17, verses 30 through 33. Truly these times of ignorance God overlooked, but now commands all men everywhere to repent, because he has appointed a day on which he will judge the world in righteousness by the man whom he has ordained. And he has given assurance of this to all by raising him from the dead. And when they heard of the resurrection of the dead, some of them mocked, while others said, We'll hear you again on this matter. And so Paul departed from among them. However, some men joined him and believed, and among them was Dionysius the Areopagite, a woman named Damaris, and others with them. Christians who act on biblical conviction often get mocked and intellectually scrutinized in our generation. They're even threatened and beaten. And yet some people, when they hear the gospel, respond by surrendering their lives to follow Jesus. Now, since the results of our faithful witness are varied, then our goal for boldly sharing the gospel must be solely rooted in our obedience to God, regardless of the results. I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Groundworks Ministries operates entirely through financial donations from faithful people like you. And your giving to Groundworks Ministries transforms lives. Would you consider making a donation to Groundworks Ministries today? Because we need your monthly support now more than ever. Donating is secure and easy at our website, groundworksministries.com. You know, another way to help is to tell people about Groundworks Ministries. Share these podcasts with your friends and family and on your social media. And of course, you can always direct your folks back to our website, groundworksministries.com.